Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Includability Shorts, a series of short, snappy chats stuffed with hot tips from our incredible includability partner experts. I'm delighted to be joined by the amazing Kay Moores, Managing Director of Drum Studios. Kay, it's amazing to see you as always. And we've talked before about your mission to craft a truly accessible and sustainable user experience for brands leading the way, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So many of us, I understand and know, will be familiar with social media. I guess when it comes specifically to social media, what would be your hot tips to try and allow that to be as accessible as possible?
Thanks, Dave. Billions of people use social media every day. From a professional perspective, we share information, research new products and services, and make network connections. But then also from a personal perspective, you've got communicating with friends and family, learning something new, following big brands, or just generally being entertained. So, we love social media. We can't get enough of it. The average person last year spent 2.5 hours every single day on social media networks, and that's just growing, which is fantastic. And as a brand, you post regularly to build your brand awareness. But what we need to remember is with 20% of people having a disability, that's potentially 1 in every 5 that will experience difficulty with your posts, and that's only going to damage your brand loyalty. So here's my 5 simple tips to be more accessible. Firstly, use simple, plain English. I can't emphasize this enough. Avoid industry jargon. Not everyone knows your industry terms. Be careful and avoid things like idioms and English sayings or metaphors and similes. You've got to remember not everyone is native English speakers. And if you're going to use abbreviations or acronyms, that's fine, but just explain them. I think taking all of that into account, the message you need to remember is simplify your message as much as possible. And if you can, always choose a simple word over a complex word. Leave you with the fact the average adult in the UK has an average reading age of 9. So think of that next time you create your content. Point number 2 is around hashtags. Please don't include hashtags within sentences. These should be placed purely at the bottom of your post. If sentences have hashtags in the middle, it can cause misunderstanding for users with, say, cognition issues. But to be honest, it breaks up paragraph and meaning for everyone. Make sure you use camel case or Pascal case on your hashtags. So that basically means capitalize the first letter of each word. This makes sure that users with, let's say, neurological impairments or learning disabilities or screen readers can actually understand the correct meaning of your hashtag. Honestly, some where you can't are really quite comical how screen readers read them out. Thirdly, emojis. Oh my God, we love them. People prefer, I think, to use emojis than words to express their emotion. And it's hard to reflect emotion in a written post or a text or an email. So you can completely understand why, but make sure you're using emojis sparingly and place them at the end of sentences, not in the middle. With screen readers, honestly, it can make zero sense when it's in the middle of a sentence, as it reads the alt text that's attributed to that emoji. Plus, sometimes screen readers can get stuck in an emoji loop. Remember, don't repeat your emojis. There's no need for 3 clapping hands. That would read out as clapping hands, clapping hands, clapping hands, which I'm sure you agree is tedious to listen to. Biggest thing, don't use them as bullet points. These can cause real overwhelming sensory issues for people. And another thing to bear in mind is most emojis look fantastic in light mode. However, it's important to check how those emojis display when you're looking in dark mode, for example. My 4th point is around imagery. So make sure you've got sufficient color contrast on your imagery. There's so many free tools to check this online. And if you're a developer and use Figma, there's a plugin to do that as well. You need to aim a contrast ratio of 4:1 if it's normal text and 3:1 for larger text. Big thing here, make sure your images have alt text, balance it with being short but descriptive. This is a perfect way to inject some brand personality or tone or humour. It doesn't have to be completely dry. If you do need more descriptive sentences, then I would suggest you use an image ID. So that is just what's copy that's placed within your post. The golden rule is to include both if you can. Don't worry about including image of, because screen readers will typically indicate anyway that it's an image. So, so often I see images that have got embedded copy with a, like if you agree or a share if you agree. But agree to what? My fifth and final point is about videos. They are so popular and they are honestly a great marketing tool. But remember, 85% of people engage with social media with sound switched off. So make sure you're on social using open captions. There's a recent influx of heavily branded, vibrant, animated captions or animation of individual words or all in uppercase. Please don't do this. Use sentence case, which is an off black and white. This is not the time to brand your captions. Remember, captions were created as an accessibility tool. Let's just keep it as that. If you're going to use GIFs, just be really cautious because autoplay looping GIFs can cause real sensory issues, and obviously flashes can cause seizures. So I'm hoping with these 5 small adjustments, which will help you reach a wider audience and grow your following. Point to remember is if you treat a follower well, whether they're disabled or not, they will often become most of your loyal ambassadors, and they'll speak positively about your network to their network and their family and friends. Remember, we've all got a right to be social after all. I hope that was helpful.
Kay, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Just an absolute fountain of knowledge. You're incredible and a joy to catch up as always. Thank you for all of your time, and to everyone who has just watched our latest Includability short. Thank you so much for joining Kay and I. For more light bulb moments, please do join. We are includability.co.uk. You can, of course, head over to our YouTube channel and do give us a follow on LinkedIn. Please, in the meantime, let's keep learning, let's keep growing, and let's keep making our workplaces more inclusive, diverse, and mentally healthy together. Have a fantastic day, everyone.